Hey YouTube, coming out to the Great League team that I used. It's an all safe swap team, all safe team that I did very bad with, but I can't tell whether I did bad with it because of just like the leads or how I played or just, I don't know. I'm going to kind of probably work through it when I see everything. Furret, Drapion, Marowak. Furret, I think, is one of the best Pokemon in this meta. There's barely any fighters right now because of all the bug and poison buffs. So not a lot of fighters. That's the only weakness. Super strong. Sucker Punch, great move. Swift, fast to get to with same type attack bonus. Drapion is obviously still Drapion. As a safe swap, if you lose switch to a fighter, you can get in there, get ahead on energy, and probably grab shield or do a lot of damage. And then Marowak, always with the shield advantage, is a beast. And I put this team together and I started 2-0. I lost 9 straight, maybe 10 straight games. And normally I would reset the team by then, but I'm like, no, these losses, like some of them don't make sense. And then I won the last 4. So I lost overall with them, but it was just like a huge 10-game losing streak followed by like wins on either end. So and we'll go through it here. You'll see all the losses in a row, or most of them anyways, just to see what happens. Okay. Scizor lead into Typhlosion. And already I am reading this is a double fire team because there is no reason that you leave a Furret, which has no charge moves for the Scizor, unless you have a double fire team in the back. So already I'm kind of seeing like, okay, this is probably a Marowak win con type scenario here. So I grab both shields, and that is basically all you need. Get a weird delay there. Shield up a potential blast burn. Farm down. Out comes the Scizor, I believe. And then, yeah, I'm just already shield advantage, energy advantage, knowing that I'm very well going to just double shield this thing because I can... There's no reason to leave that lead. Unless you have an ABB style team, but it's not even an ABB style team, because Iron Head, or sorry, Bullet Punch, which is steel, is resisted by water. So if you draw out of water, you're still resisting Bullet Head. So I don't like the team comp. Okay, anyways, more neutral lead here. Gligar. So I know that I could live a dig if I need to. So I'm very comfortable just playing out with Swift here. And I think they know one dig won't take out 2 because they go just Aerial Ace. And I had this matchup a couple times and both played the same way. So I win CMP, which is huge because we're both getting to the Swift and the Aerial Ace in 10. They shield. I'll shield back because they are in the red and I'm in the yellow. I'm going to win just going straight Sucker Punch here. So we'll go straight Sucker Punch. But yes, the game is going all sorts of crazy this morning. But take switch. Have... a Swift. Let's see if I instant swap. I do instant swap into Marowak, and it is a Lapras in the back, and just that energy advantage is going to come in huge here. Why I swapped is because I basically have Marowak and Drapion that can kind of just deal with Drapion, and there was no point of getting like farm down on Furret. Sucker Punch was resisted, and then they come out with a bunch of energy, and then that's sort of like your lose con, right? So instant swapped into Marowak. Had the energy advantage, so despite a water coming in, I'll have that energy advantage to get that second rock slide off. Grab that, take it out. They have to dump some energy here. But by that time, the damage is done. They are in the yellow. Mirror match here. It's going to take multiple Aqua Tails to take me out. So I will easily take this matchup. And then the wheels fell off. So Furret into Scizor. One that you would stay in otherwise because all my charge moves are resisted, right? So they're staying in. I'm just going to go Swift, hoping that Swift was... I was hoping in this scenario that Swift was enough to chip it into Sucker Punch range. And they kind of thought that maybe it is because they end up shielding. They boost their attack with Trailblaze, and I thought, okay, that's okay. I can just come Mud Slap down. I'll shield up a potential Trailblaze here. So we're in the even energy. I'm behind. I lose switch, but I have energy, so we're sort of like an evenish scenario here, and it's in a zoom roll. So I'll chip and then get into Drapion. I think a lot of these losses were just like happened to be like alignment based. So I had a water Pokemon here on my I had a water Pokemon on my ground, which I just cannot overcome in the end. Maybe shielding up this player off was the wrong play. They end up having Credilli. And get the one crunch off, and I do get the defense fall too, despite it being nerfed there. Get off a second one. And they do shield. But now if they get the Rock Tomb off, I'm pretty low, if not taken out. Yeah, I'm pretty low, so I'm trying to like save that. I know Acid is resisted, so just get to the move here. But unfortunately, Marowak is low enough that I just get bubbled down. So I do get to move here. And it is actually a close matchup, but losing that, I mean, I think I would have lost alignment anyways. Although, Marowak against an Acid Credilli is not as bad as it used to be. But they live with 1 HP. I'm not at a move. They have an energy. They have a move. So we'll go down there. Again, kind of a tough lead when you have no charge moves. Next, Furret against Fortress. Another one. Another one where I have no charge moves. And I think... I think I should probably just switch to Drapion now that I'm watching this one. I think a lot of the times... I think when I did this matchup, what I was thinking was I can boost my attack and then just Swift and Sucker Punch down. But then I remember they have Rock Tomb and that just lowers my attack. So I lose Switch and I lose Shield here, if I remember, which is just not the scenario you want to be in. So next time, if you're in this tough matchup, I think you just leave into Drapion just to out spam on the crunches. Like Poison is resisted, but the crunches come at 10 and they're pretty slow. So I end up just coming in here and just farming down, hoping that this energy saves me. To be met with a Stunfisk. And unfortunately, I think this is going to be alignment based too, because if they have a Stunfisk in the back here, they probably have an answer for Marowak here. And Furret, yeah, Furret has Trailblaze, right? So behind a shield, I'm probably in trouble here. So I think I'll shield, probably just to try and grab that second shield back. No? Interesting. I should have. I think I should have. I think I should have shielded to put on more pressure on that one. But now we're in the one shield. I do get to an Aqua Tail, take this out. Actually, they shield, but they're boosted. And I know they have a Mud Bomb, so I don't want to shield this because the Mud Bomb would take me out. So I let this go. Yeah, unfortunately, one Aqua Tail from this range is just going to put them in the red, not enough to take them out. So right now, I think it's just a couple bad leads. Those sort of steel leads that Swift and Trailblaze are resisted on. And I remember having a couple of those. I had at least one more Scizor lead. Bastiodon, right? Too bulky here. So I know Trailblaze is neutral, and yeah, I remember. So Trailblaze is neutral, and in this matchup, I'm like, okay, Trailblaze is neutral because they're half rock. I'm just gonna boost through this. I'm gonna come out with like 3 times boosted, maybe down a shield, but 3 times boosted Sucker Punch. That's okay. So shield this, and then I can get a Trailblaze off and take this out. But freaking Bastiodon, as you're gonna see here. Despite it being in the red and despite me being double boosted already, this Trailblaze leaves it with 1 HP. So they live with 1 HP to get that second move off. So I just had to burn the shield. And down 2 shields is a terrible scenario to be in. And 3 times boosted Sucker Punches don't do much when they come in with Moltres. And Marowak's going to suck, and they have a double flyer in the back. So I'm not gonna lie, I went 8-2. I don't know. It's either this is gonna go up Thursday and I'll say yesterday's video, or it's gonna go up Friday. I'll say 2 days ago video. 2 days ago, I think 2 days ago. I think it's gonna go Friday. I had the 8-2 hunting hunting the new Pokemon. And then I tried a Dedenne team. I swear to God, in that video, you're going to see so many Talonflame leads. I tried Dedenne lead, and then I got straight, like, ground leads. And then I had this team where I met with a crap ton of steals in a row. So stayed in this matchup just to get the Swift off, hoping that I could like grab a shield and then just make it easier here, which I do. I do want to respect the close combat though, but then I remember getting baited twice here, which doesn't help the situation. But I was hoping like I could align Marowak on the Steelix. I think I also played bad, quite honestly. But again, this is going to be, some of them are neutral steals for Trailblaze, but Trailblaze in itself is not a good move. But we've just had 4 steal leads in a row here. So not the best case scenario for a furret lead. Right? We have that Marowak lead. I bet you, right? If we have that Marowak on the lead instead of furret and all these, all of a sudden this like 10 straight losses is probably more looking evenish, if not better, right? So a bit of alignment of an issue in these losses. And this is what I felt when I was playing it. I'm like, I know this team has a little bit of problems, and the problems I'll tell you right now, like Galarian Moltres, which I saw a few times, is a tough for this Pokemon because Sucker Punch resisted, Crunch resisted, Mud Slap resisted. So Galarian Moltres, tough for this team. Just general darks are tough for this team. So like a Zoom roll would be tough for this team, stuff like that. But I felt like it was a lot of lineup issues. The other thing with Drapion and Marowak so strong is they're very strong with shield advantage, right? So when you have 2 Pokemon that kind of need shield advantage, it doesn't work out as well as you want it to. So just keep that in mind when you're going to use, if you're going to try that. But otherwise, I felt like it just got kind of screwed on alignment a lot of times here. So, like, even if matchup, I know I'll live that Thunder Punch, and they catch on Blastoise. That's okay. So, my only concern is, you can see where this is going. Typhlosion lead is going to have 1, probably 2 answers for ground type. So here's 1, and now I'm worried that in the back, I'm going to have to see some sort of like flyer or another water Pokemon or a grass Pokemon that's going to beat this thing, because they're probably going to have an answer for it. Ice Pokemon. Ice and water beat this thing. So there we go. Like, again, just sort of an alignment base. If I had Marowak, this is probably another easy win lead, right? So I'm not going to full algorithm this thing, but it's just like, oof, very unfortunate that, again, I don't think I played super well in these matchups, but these alignments losses are not helping me. And this is what I kind of felt when I was playing the team. Like, usually, like I said, if I ever went on a 5-6 game losing streak in a row, I scrapped the team immediately. But I'm in this losing streak and I'm just like, no, like, this is not right. So good lead here, good switch here. I'll probably respect the play rough. And then I can't remember if I win this one. Is this part of my, when I start winning again here? Maybe this is my start towards my win streak. This is also kind of a bad read on my part to a certain extent, because I'm like, okay, you had a terrible lead, so you got to get out. Dedenne is not a good safe swap for this exact reason. You can just get absolutely walled. Not walled, absolutely walled, but like you can get pretty walled by, no, you could get walled by like a Clodsire, because Clodsire would resist the electric and the fairy. So I'm reading they're probably double weak to ground in the back, which is why they just shielded that. It's a Mandibuzz. So I don't know. Yeah, so Mandibuzz isn't a good safe swap either. Maybe just a team that doesn't have a good safe swap. But Drapion, just kind of Drapion's strength here in the Poison Sting, Aqua Tail spam is going to help me take this matchup. So good lead, good switch. This is, despite a wrong read in the back here, it's still going to be a pretty easy win overall, because Snarl's resisted. They're going to have to throw Aerial Aces, which aren't good moves. I just grabbed both shields. They're going to have to throw here. Got another one off, so now the Mandibuzz is in the red. I still have Marowak for I still have marowak and a full health furret for Dusclops. So sacrificing this, essentially, they come and snipe, that's fine. I'll come furret, sucker punch down, and come out with a swift. And they don't even take me out there. So pretty easy matchup there. Furret into Talonflame, right? This is more what I saw. I saw like 5 or 6 Talonflame leads before until I put the Dene, and then I wasn't seeing them anymore. So they try and catch on Corviknight. And what you are seeing is me not knowing where to go here, because Corviknight is, again, a brutal one for this team. I'm going to come in Drapion, knowing that I can just spam these crunches and Aqua Tails. I chipped enough with Sucker Punch that I can go crunch Aqua Tail. Maybe having to shield one here. But that's okay. Yeah, I'll probably shield one. Furret's loaded with energy because I didn't know what to do on the lead there. I'm now loaded with energy here. And Aqua Tail will take out. So let's see how they play this out. So they let this go. What was in the Talonflame on the lead. And more Pekko coming in the back. So I think, what do I try and do here? I remember trying to snipe a Swift here. Yeah, and I'm loaded with energy. I tried to snipe a Swift and we CMP, so that's brutal. That's not what I wanted to do there. I wanted to snipe and kind of force that shield or put them down energy. Talonflame comes in. And I get off both moves here. If it doesn't grab a shield, I think I remember it does not grab a shield. And I'll just sacrifice the Drapion, force them to throw, and then Marowak will just sweep what's left of the Morpeko and Talonflame here. So goodbye Talonflame, and then they have a shield, so it's just straight Mud Slap. They have to go basically Psychic Fang's Aura Wheel because the electric is resisted. Take that out. Pidgeot, again, neutral lead. I can actually play this out, and I do win this one as well. I felt like every neutral-ish one I played out, for the most part, I won, and then just a lot of bad leads leading to bad backlines for me. So again, this is why I actually did play out the team despite, from my last video, I lost like 180 elo on this team. But it doesn't play like you're going to lose 180 elo. I think it was just a lot of bad luck. And you kind of got to recognize like when that's happening to you, I think. People are always like, when do you switch your team if you're seeing like this? That's kind of what happened, right? I had a team. I went to Dene. I was getting hard countered on the lead, and then I switched to this, and I got hard counter on the lead. Not hard counter, but like pretty hard leads. And it's just like, I still don't think this team is as bad as it plays. So I'm going to just keep going with it. And now Marowak, in its rightful place with a shield advantage, is going to be able to take... Oh, I do take this matchup, but huge mistake here. So I'm at a move, and I'm trying to fast move time through like a 3-turn move versus 2-turn move. But I have a shield still. And this thing is a shadow counter user that just boosted its attack. Instead of trying to time properly, which allowed them to do 2 counters, I should have thrown that Bone Club immediately to have taken it out. Because as you're going to see here, I do get taken down with these Mud Slaps. But if I took it out with the Bone Club immediately, I wouldn't have been taken out with those Mud Slaps. Because the Mud Slaps there are doing much less than the counter was doing on the boosted Shadow Annihilate. So I do end up winning with a few HP here, but that was... I think if I was going to play that one again, I definitely just take out the Annihilate with Bone Club before taking 2 more boosted shadow counters. So yeah, it's not often I bring you a team that I lose a bunch of elo. Like I'm not going to put... I lost 180 elo with this team in the title. But again, I think it just plays... I think it's going to play a lot better than I had success with for the various reasons that I just mentioned. That being said, I understand the sort of limitations that Drapion and Marowak are both better with shield advantage, which you cannot do both of those with shield advantage on the same team. So maybe there's some limitations there. Obviously, some of the like Moltres, Glaring Moltres, and Pokemon like that are kind of tough for this team, but depending on alignment, you can ship enough with, you have Rock Slide if you can get to it, or Poison Sting Aqua Tail, or Swift, so you can ship enough, but it would be a bit of an issue if you do run into it. Anyways, that's it. We'll keep the Great Leagues going. So that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.